every soul should praise Hashem. And you could read it nishima. Every breath should praise Hashem. Thank you that I breathed just now. Say hi. Thank you to Hashem that we breathe. And so that she said, I woke up today. You need a better reason for a morning thanking to Hashem, Sudas Hadaya. And so that's what we're Baruch Hashem, thanking Hashem. I thank Hashem to see all of you. I thank Hashem, thank Judy for bringing us together. And thank you that we're here. We're breathing. Am Yisrael Chai. Wow. I hope we'll have time at the end. We just make time. There's this beautiful song. I saved it for the end, but I just can't. I can't save it, you know? You'll see the song. This song, it's going like live. It's like a national anthem, a national song for all the Jewish people, and it's called Od Va'od Yoter Tov, and even better. This song, yes, this is my status. This is me. This song, I heard it for the first time a couple months ago. I was in Beit Shemesh. It was Friday morning. I was shopping. For Shabbos, I was buying sauerkraut, if you must, and I heard it. They had like a ramkol in the makolet, and I heard the Od Yoter Tov. It's the new song. The Od Yoter Tov.
The army is singing that a lot. The guys in the army.
It is that they're singing it in South Africa and in Ethiopia. Wait, where's the other place? Hang on. Thailand.
Oh, yeah. Somebody showed a video clip on their phones with Trump dancing to that song. But I don't know if they just
Sure they did.
I don't know if they were playing the song and he was already dancing. So
his golf stroke, remember? He's just too funny. He doesn't have to do anything to be funny. Yeah. So we need to, it's healthy. It's healthy. Reminds me, I borrowed a book from Rifki Khan, God bless her. It's called Rappaport 55. I never laughed this much since I'm a child. Laugh out loud is so healthy. And all of a sudden I said, wait, are you laughing out loud? Again? I keep laughing. And it's so healthy. This should be like, it's better than a psychologist's book. Rappaport 55. Someone. Hi, you can sit here. You're good? Good. You'll be even better. Oh, that's the song, but we got to wait till we undo the recording. So let's go back to Chayei Sarah. So Doba spoke so beautifully. Chayei is the life of Sarah. And the first pasuk is she passes away and her husband buries her. So how do you get that Chayei Sarah? Why didn't Hashem, or why didn't the Torah call it Mot Sarah, the death of Sarah? Because tzaddikim, people that want to serve Hashem and live their life good in serving Hashem, take every day to the fullest, seize the day, like Yoba said, seize the moment, every minute. And they are called alive after they pass away. The most after they pass away, they're considered alive. Why? What is the next world? It's being close to Hashem. It's enjoying tzaddikim yoshvim b'nanim meziv hashchina. Tzaddikim sit and they're enjoying like the, what do you say, ziv? Like the sunshine, like radiance. The radiance of the Shekhinah. What could be more enjoyable? If you pack together all the enjoyments of your whole life, did you ever go to a Luna Park that was exciting on the, for Kevin Harim, or else did you ever have a really delicious dinner at a fancy place, or did you ever have nice jewelry? Anything, whatever you enjoy, add it all up. And Chasana, wow, that's high on my list. And Mazel Tov to Ilana, her daughter got married last night. She had loads of simchas. Well, if you add that all up from the day you were born till after 120, and add it all up from everybody's life, and then add up not just in our generation, but from when Hashem created the world until Mashiach, all that doesn't come to like the edge of a nail of the enjoyment of the next world. So of course the tzaddikim are alive in the next world. What did they do here? They prepared for it. Like it says, whoever works, or Misha Torah, whoever toils, works on Erev Shabbos will eat on Shabbos. And if you don't toil on Erev Shabbos, don't work, what are you going to eat on Shabbos? You can't open the fire. You can't make something. You can't, like be hungry on Shabbos. And it's an example, or it's a allegory to the next world. Shabbos is like, not is, Shabbos is Mein Olam Haba. It's a touch of the next world. It's a taste of the next world. So the tzaddikim in this world for their 120 years are busy preparing for Shabbos. And then they get it. And then it's so exciting and enjoyable and pleasurable, but not just for another 120 years, it's forever. Ever is a really long time. So it's such a good, business deal, let's say. The returns are so great. Remember somebody said, wow, there was this development and I put in some money there and I made a really, really good investment. I got back 10%, 100, every dollar I get back 100. Today he's rich, he doesn't have to. That's fine. When we do a mitzvah, we get back billions of reward. And that's why Mr. Yetzirah is there zooming away saying, it's too hard, it's too heavy, turn over. Didn't you pray yesterday? You see, you weren't answered. Why bother today? Another Shachris, another Shabbos. Oh, how boring. Don't you want to go with your friends? Well, Baruch Hashem, we don't want to go with our friends to the Yam. Baruch Hashem. We want to go with our friends to shul. We want to have friends that are excited about davening. Want to go to Rabbi Shimon on Tuesday morning at 11. That's who we want to stick around with. Sheva, who teaches us midos and patience and joy. This is who we want to learn from. And so thank you, Hashem, for all of you, because I learned from you and we learn from each other. And this is the life we want to have. The life of a tzaddik is preparing for the next world. He's enjoying it, though. It's not like, oh, my, I got to put on tefillin because I want brownies. Not points. I want mitzvahs because I want to enjoy Hashem. And tefillin is already the reward. It could be more exciting. I'm not a man, but imagine in tefillin. Let's talk about us. What could be more exciting than Shabbos? I can't imagine anything more exciting. Remember the Graf Podolsky, his son became Ger, Jewish, and he was so rich that one year in Russia it didn't snow. And so Graf Podolsky, is that the right name?
Graf
Podolsky.
Who is that?
A non-Jewish Graf, like a officer, a big guy. Yeah, like a rich person. I don't know if it's officer rich in Russia. I don't remember the name and I can't pronounce it if I remembered it, but go with me. So there was no snow. So he ordered tons of sugar and he made his own mountain and he loved to ski. That's the important part. He loved to ski this winter without skiing. Mitsuda got sugar, something he zoomed down, he skied down the mountain. And so the Bachrim were talking, wow, he's got so much money. And Levi Yitzhak Barditchev, I believe, came by and said, what are you excited about? Like, did he ever light Hanukkah candles? Like, he doesn't know what it is. He doesn't know what it is. The joy. The joy. And his son became a ger. His son became a ger. So talking about the father, who was very rich.
Oh, the father was very rich. And
Yeah.
one year there was no snow.
So the father built
it. Yeah, and the son, I'm sure there was a long process, but I heard a beautiful story that he passed by the Jewish quarter of town where the Jews live. And at Friday night at a certain time when the lights were going out, sometimes 12 o'clock in the morning, depending on when Shabbos starts, our candles or oil goes out, and he smelled it. He said, the smell is the ruchniest sense, the most ruchniest sense of all of our senses, the sense of smell. Like if you can smell a mitzvah, you could smell, it doesn't smell good, it doesn't smell good, it doesn't smell right, it does smell pure, And he smelled and he said, wow, this is what it is to be a Jew. I want in. I wanted that smell. So just because this is most delicious smelling. The samim are you say in English?
perfume.
Yeah, it's like perfume. The samim,
Herbs.
spices that we have on Saturday night.
What is that?
Spices.
No, but what's in there?
Spices.
Oh, so a mixture of things.
A mixture. It's borei minei v'samim, like shahakol. It's like all kinds of spices. And one of the reasons we smell by Havdalah is because Shabbos is leaving and we're feeling so down because, oh no, it's going to take another 6 days for the next Shabbos. So here, comfort yourself. Revive yourself. Here, don't faint. Shabbos is coming and here's some spices to hold you over. It's a very special. So,
Taking notes.
great. You're amazing.
Just for you to know.
So, okay, I can fill in the holes later, but I'm happy to. So Tzaddikim are called alive when after they pass away, and Avram and Sarah were very, very concerned or very involved in where are they going to live after they pass away, and who's going to be their neighbors. People don't think about it. People, in fact, people get a little like edgy, or like why are we talking about the kever so much? Why are we talking about the grave? Let's enjoy life. Like leave that for them. They weren't afraid, and they weren't like, it's not the end of life. It's the beginning of the real life. In fact, when last week when Avram had the guests, remember he made for each of them tongue. He thought they were idol worshippers. He made 3 tongues for 3 guests with mustard. I just love Rashi says im chardal. Like, what does that teach us? I don't know. It teaches us im chardal, like
Good cooks,
yeah. I mean,
gourmet.
recipe for next time you have idol worship, or next time you have angels when you come.
You're just hard to read that from last week.
Yeah.
I think it teaches us that since it was Pesach, I think, then that Abraham ate kidneys.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do we know it was Pesach?
We know that
Didn't Sarah eat
Yeah, she will, yeah.
matzahs?
yeah, maybe. I don't know when Rashi says it about Lot. They went to Lot, the Lot served them matzah because it was.
Interesting. Very interesting.
I'm sorry, I'm like.
No, thank you. Don't be sorry. Thank you. We were thanking you before, but you weren't here to hear it. So now we'll do part of your praise. So Judy brought us all together, and thank you very much, Judy. And we're very thankful to Hashem. And you said your brother's name is Meshulav Leib Ben Avraham. Avraham something Hakohen.
Abraham Dov.
Dov Hakohen should be for Lias Neshama, because he had a big zechus to be your brother. And be one of
I
the
tried to tell him
children.
that.
Well, this is proof. This is proof. Also for Refuah Shlema for dear friends Miriam, Dina Bas Chayei Yehuda Smindel Bas Chana, and for Rav and Yerushalayim Shimon Yisrael Ben Freda. Amongst all those, amongst the captives and the soldiers and all Jews that need to be freed from physical and from emotional, from spiritual.
One more name, Dina Batina.
For Shalema. So when he was getting for them the animals and the tongues, and he ran because one animal ran away, and he came all the way up to Maras HaMachpelah in Hebron. And he saw a light emanating, and he fell in love with the place, and he wanted to be buried there. He always asked Hashem, because how's he going to find where Adam and Chava were buried? They were the first people. They were created from Hashem. They weren't born from a person, a woman. They were from Hashem, and how's he going to find them? And then when he saw it, he said, this is my place where I want to be. But he still waited how many years? That's when he heard Yitzhak would be born. When did he bury his wife there? When Yitzhak was 37. He waited another 37, 38 years to the right time, never giving up, never losing sight, never losing hope.
I'm like a little kid, I want to see things, and I know that people now, well, in recent years, they've tried to descend into that area, and they've not succeeded, and many have not survived.
What?
Which area?
They tried to
Gave
get
him
in
a
Down to
We're young.
I mean, there's stories.
in Hebron, you took
Yes.
We're young.
actually into the place?
Yeah.
Remember last year?
But I mean, with all this modern technology, couldn't somebody just like lower a camera with a flashlight?
I don't think that's true, by the way. There's a pamphlet that's printed, and I got it from a tour guide. And it goes through the whole story of how there was they found a very small opening, and they lowered like a little girl. No soldier could fit into it. It was such a small opening that they lowered some little girl. I mean, she's like 12. Brave. And she looked around and she took pictures, there's pictures of the space.
Oh, really? When
And-
did this
Interesting.
happen?
Last week.
But I just wish.
We had them like 49, it's like very
Oh,
early
wow.
on.
From
And
the
then they
beginning,
closed it
they-
off.
There's been more, I don't know, different stories, but I don't know who wrote them, but.
I think not everyone
I wish we
can
could
really
see
go
it.
in there, but maybe they don't.
It's definitely.
It's like, I was looking to the Darman, that was put away, but.
Stick around. Stick around.
See it. Of course, but don't you wish you could see inside?
Actually,
Wish
I
there were a lot
love
of
it.
things.
So good.
Like, they're not buried, they just put all like a marker over the grave. If you go Chimut Yefa, it also, it's just a marker, you don't have a place to go, just mark
Yeah.
on the top because they're buried inside the tomb.
I think you insulted her.
Oh, no. Too bad. I'm so sorry, Miriam.
No, I'm
I
happy.
interrupted.
I'm happy
We
that
were
it's-
talking about the cave and it made me think about how I wish we could see.
It made me think last year we had this amazing story. A man was, there were a lot of Arabs there and he was sent down there and he said goodbye to everyone that he's gonna die
Like
because
somebody
everyone else
else
died.
Down there or
Yeah,
something.
and who did he find down there? Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, and they were praying. Hundreds of years later, they're still down there praying for us.
Wow.
It's a long story. It took 2 weeks and I forgot it, but it was amazing. So anyone wants to hear it? I'll read it.
But this is
So-
true that Gan Eden, he said, Shem said he brought Adam and Hava to Gan Eden.
Uh-huh.
Does this prove that Eretz Yisrael was Gan Eden, the fact that they're buried?
Oh, that is,
That's the
what you
window,
said.
they said,
Ev-
they say that on the corner of the building there is the actual window that when the soul departs, that every soul goes through the window over there to
Yes,
get to
to
the
Gan
next
Eden.
world.
So it's like the,
Except if you're in spot.
Right.
No,
you
you
don't
didn't
need
from
to.
spot.
No,
From
Ah.
such a gun.
Oh, we would go straight to Gan Eden. If a person is here in the spot.
That means they're not in it,
it's here.
Somebody's gonna-
Listen, you'll let us know.
Yeah.
nobody's gonna know around here. Anyway, remember it says Val HaBakar, Rutz Abraham, he ran because one of the little animals ran away. So it's very interesting. Where did he find him? We just said by the cave, Maras Hamachpelah. The word Bakar, animal, is the same letters in Hebrew as kever. He ran after the animal and he found the kever that he's been wanting and praying for all these years, not against all odds. It was impossible. Who would have? He didn't know where they were buried. He didn't know where he and Sarah would be buried. And so when he ran there, it teaches us how precious and powerful Ratzon is, the pure wanting. It says nothing stands in the way of Ratzon. And that's even to make $1 million. Can you imagine Ratzon to come close to Hashem? Hashem, I want to come close to you. My desire is to do your desire. I want to make you happy. Help me. And then, like Dova said today, Seichel Chadash, we get a new way to make him happy. I never thought of that before. I'm going to go. I'm going to do that. Thank you. And so the word ratz means to run. And what do we see in the word ratzon? Want. We see ratz. It's the same 2 letters. See, Reish Tzadik, this is Reish Tzadik. This is how the Tzadik looks when it's at the end of a word. It's called Langa Tzadik. It's the long one, but it's a Tzadik. And Ratz, how did we know in this week's Parsha that Rivka, how did Eliezer know that Rivka was meant to be in Avram Avinu's home, to become his daughter-in-law? And so he asked Hashem, he said, Hashem, help me that, and he prayed. He prayed that when I ask her to drink, she'll say, okay, I'll also give you camels. She was 3 years old. Camels drink a lot. They have these big stomachs and hold water for a few weeks. Camel, and she continued to feed them, to drink, give them drink until they were full. And she did it, it says my hair, quickly.
She was ready.
Alacrity. Skip that. So with alacrity, that's a sign of ratzon. When you run, you don't usually run anywhere. Like you were describing how in the morning, the house shoes. And if we're excited, we're gonna run to Bas Medrash. We're gonna run to do a mitzvah. We're gonna run, and that shows our ratzon. When she did it quickly, it showed that she wanted to do it, and that's what we learned from one of the many from Rivka, and from Abraham. Elabakar Ratz, he ran, and then he found Hebron. And also something interesting I heard about the winter months. Many people are depressed when it's cold and dark, and that's now cold and dark. And there's something called winter depression. And there's a country somewhere where it's very dark and very cold, maybe Iceland. I don't know.
A lot of the Scandinavian.
Yeah, my son was
more
in
dark
Iceland a couple of years ago. I wish he. And yeah, and it's like you can't leave your hotel or even your home until you hear about the weather report. Because if it's going to be too much blowing cold snow, you won't come home. So don't leave. You know, you can't just go in the car and go visiting the sites. You have to see if today you're allowed to or not. Otherwise, it's stay in the hotel or
and
stay
it's
home.
dark, like in those countries, it's dark.
Early and
The whole
yeah, and that's winter.
I
That's
was in this
winter.
place for 6 months dark and 6
Yes,
months light.
Wow.
You cannot, I was in the summer, you cannot sleep because there is no night. It's
Oh,
like the full day.
We're in Alaska.
No, no, Alaska, in Russia, like,
Where?
I had, like,
Where?
you know,
Yeah.
Russia, it's the land of the night sun. But the sun doesn't set till,
That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
well, this place that I'm talking about, I don't know if it's Iceland or whatever, it has the highest suicide rate in the world, and especially in the winter months. In other words, winter depression. We don't, thank God as a Jew, we don't feel winter depression, but we feel a little bit heavy, a little bit like lethargic, the opposite of rots. We get out of bed, maybe I should turn over, I'm cold. But then we say to Yetzer Hara, if you came from wherever you live to tell me to turn over because it's cold and you did it, there must be a good reason why I'm getting up. I'm getting up. And I'm going to take advantage of today. What did Dova say about the day?
Seize the moment.
Seize the day, seize the moment. I'm going to live today. And that's what we learned from Avram Baba Yami. Every day was special. We learned from Sarah that all kulam shaveh l'tov, they were all good. She didn't have an easy life. Call that good? She called it good because if Hashem gave it to me, it's good. Like the night, I wanted to ask over the 10th, but we were in a little bit of a hurry. Judy, do you know the 10th level? The 9th is when I wake up in the morning, I say, just where I want to be. This is great. Thank you, Hashem. No matter what's coming my way that day or came my way yesterday. That's a feeling of just being totally immersed in Hashem's hug. And that bitachon is Vaboteach Hashem, who believes in Hashem, chesed b'sovavenu, he will be surrounded by chesed. That's one of the psukim I try to say when there's azakah. Sorry, and I hope there won't be any more sirens, but I developed a nusach, developed a whole thing of what I say during it. You know what I mean? I now want to print it because I don't want anybody. You know, I sing a song, I dance, I do this, I ask Hashem, I pray, I thank him. I'm like, it keeps growing.
You really stay for the whole 10 minutes.
Yeah, I take advantage of it.
Okay, she like the only one. Okay.
Miriam, especially this important. In the morning, when we open our eyes, it's a Madani, and you have to program ourselves for the day. It will be beautiful, beautiful holiday. And then the whole day is different. But it's
Yes,
very
yes.
important to do it here in the morning, like to program ourselves for the whole day.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It is a gift from Hashem, as you pointed out, you just brought it to my
What, the
attention.
siren?
What is the song? Break.
A break to be with Hashem, like he says, come into the room.
Also, I have to
until-
do Shofar Shamashiach. When I hear it, I say this is Shofar Shamashiach. You say, you know, Film and
Beautiful.
yeah,
Instead of surviving, you're thriving.
Exactly.
Instead of, it's a, what do they call it? Exercise in futility. It's an exercise in eternity.
Can you share with us what
Because-
song you sing?
Well, I can. Oh, to tell you, I wanted to sing this song, Judy, and I printed it up. Thanks, I printed it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass it around. And this is the theme song of the Jewish people. There's this new song that I